Bobby making Jimmy look good with the Wi-Fi.
Let's go. Where's the chat? Where's the chat telling Bobby?
Let him have it,
Bobby,
guys.
56K Bobby and Bobby Web Zero, whatever crap they were telling us.
No, this
Bobby's streaming on a Game Boy? What's going on with him? He's
Bobby and Sherrod are on the same Wi-Fi, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, which is kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
Imagine having bad Wi-Fi. I can't imagine that.
I know.
Yeah,
Bobby Dial-Up. What's up, Bobby Dial-Up?
Oh, wow.
You only once this year forced 20 turnovers in November. Ranked 26th in forced turnovers during the regular season. Of course, you finished first last year in that category. 11th out of 16 playoff teams. It's been the biggest missing link. You know how all year I've said, Jimmy, that this defense isn't as good as the numbers say they are. The two biggest things were their issues guarding isolations, which was great tonight too, Rob White and others, but also forcing turnovers. And you finally saw them do it in droves tonight. You knew you were going to get a bad Heat showing, given that there was no Vincent. But they turned into a blowout because of their forcefulness defensively. The great switching, Rob getting on the perimeter and blocking a shot. John was there for that. A lot of great moments defensively here. And this team...
The Rob block on Butler was low-key my favorite moment of the whole
last year, that wouldn't have surprised us. That was just a typical thing for this group last year.
Yeah.
CLNS Media's Celtics coverage is brought to you by FanDuel. New customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's bonus bets back if your first bet doesn't win.
I love how, whoever's owed credit, I love how this team turned back to our defense. They all came together collectively and said, forget all this offense stuff. Forget all these threes. We're a defensive team, and we've seen them play their best defense of the season over the last couple of weeks here since late in that Philly series.
The difference between the defense, Bobby, is the regular season defense and the numbers was, I think a lot of the regular season defense was predicated on letting other teams have the shots that you wanted them to have and hoping that they missed. It wasn't on pressure. It wasn't on being tenacious. It wasn't on, effort. It was, let them have this and just hope that they, don't make them. And these games have been about, we're just going to make it really hard on them wherever they go, and it's been different. Sherrod, I'm sorry, you were about to jump in.
No, I was just kind of reiterate some of the things you said, but the big thing about the Celtics and this renewed focus on defense.
He's at the Garden, guys. It's not his internet, and he's doing a job. He's reporting. He's at the mercy of the TD Garden. Take it up.
Looking pretty good to me now.
Take it up with Wick, not Bobby. Go ahead, Sherrod.
Wick's stealing internet from bars.
Wick's running a cable out the Garden.
No shirts tonight, Wick. Where are the shirts and towels?
No shirts,
you didn't splurge for shirts tonight? Oh,
no shirts.
Towels. I think there were towels out here tonight.
Yeah. I didn't see any.
I'm still paying for my pregame meal. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
You got to buy them, Sherrod.
Oh, that's not cool.
Go ahead, Sherrod.
All right. No, but just the renewed focus on defense, and we talked about this earlier, Bobby. Why do you think it took this damn long for them to get back to doing what they kind of know works?
I think no one pointed toward it during the year. I don't think anyone emphasized it. I think a lot of this year they looked to the coach and followed his message.
I don't know.
And what do you think? I mean, they changed the defense too, schematically. I think for a lot of the year they were dropping and playing more of a passive bend, don't break analytical defense where they give up a lot of mid-range shots.
I'll give up these twos. I'll give up the mid. I'll give up the mid-range to keep you from hitting a bunch of threes. It was all about that 3-point advantage. There was so much rooted in math rather than effort. There's no doubt about it. That's why the numbers, I never truly believed it, because the eye test. Last year's defense, where it looked like there was 8 guys on the floor and teams are frantically moving the ball around and couldn't get a quality shot ever. And when they did, somebody would swallow it or alter it. It looked like it was impossible to score on that defense at times. And this is they missed, like they're getting shots that seem makeable. How many games did we leave and wonder, Like, I remember that one Philly, game that I posted that shot chart on Twitter. Like, Celtics won, and if Philly had made what were considered makeable shots, they would have won the game by 20. Like, they gave them to them. They had them. So, like, it didn't feel like a dominant defensive effort. It felt like the other team missed more, and they had a lot of those. So it's different. They're playing much, much, much more competitive, aggressive style defense now. But again, just the question Sherrod keeps asking is what took so long?
And tonight, they had the whole active hands engagement going on. Every time Bam tried to put the ball on the floor, there was a hand that was reaching for the ball. And in addition to Al trying to shift him where the help defense was at. They did a good job of having each other's back in this game, better than we've seen in a long, long time, certainly in this series.
Yeah, great help inside.
All game, yeah.
Yeah, and Jimmy never really got to his usual sweet spot consistently on that baseline. I mean, Jimmy Butler took 10 shots through the first 3 quarters when it was still somewhat of a game. And for him, and yes, he was 5 for 10, but the fact is Jimmy Butler is a guy that, and we know, the deeper you get into a game, the more he takes over offensively.
This edition of the Garden Report is also brought to you by Athletic Greens. Visit athleticgreens.com/garden for a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase.